not a Patriot fan, will never be. So let's just get that taken care of. Hello, thank you. Welcome. I have a few pieces of housekeeping first before I start my performance.
Not in it.
I have a very bad joke about that. Okay, housekeeping. So first off, Eric, thank you so much for letting me speak last, because I'm going to read, by the way, and I apologize for that because I'm not very good at this kind of thing. Eric, thank you so much for letting me speak last, because everybody here is probably eating a lot right now and they're kind of tired and sedated and drank a lot of wine, so it's better off that way. And I'm going to speak for a very long time.
He's going slow.
Good. Number 2 on housekeeping is that I'm going to translate myself. Unfortunately, I don't speak Vietnamese, so I'm going to translate it into drunken wedding guest. Notice the tie. So every time I say a line, I'm going to follow it up with a that, okay? It's going to take a long time. Number 3, housekeeping. Sorry.
He's on. I've never seen.
Forget housekeeping. Let's move on. Okay, last thing. I plan to do a puppet show today. My wife there is really embarrassed right now because I'm married to her. She'll survive this one, and she's survived many in the past. Thank you, John, for having us. Sorry. I'm Paul. Nice. So the puppet show was not a planned idea. It was an idea last night to get out of the speech, so I wouldn't actually have to talk. I could just use puppets to express my feelings. And again, my wife just you're out of your mind. Don't use puppets. That's ridiculous. But I actually had 3 or 4 guys to come up here with me to do a puppet show. But that's not going to happen. If you want a puppet show, I'll do it later. later. You know, probably past when the wedding's over.
Yeah! Where's the puppet?
8 minutes. No puppet show, I'm afraid. Rather just some language. Translated it into gibberish as a drunken wedding guest. No. It's an inside joke. It's really inside. Okay, let's start. Sorry. I'll read again because I see John staring at me and it gets me very nervous. A big man in a suit, and I'm not a big man nor am I in a suit, so I'm really afraid. Okay, about Bernstein. When I first met Bernstein, I met Bernstein my first day at Tufts University. He was my host advisor. He was there to guide me through my university experience, to introduce me to what it's like to be a university student. We're young, we're freshmen, we're 18 years old, we have no idea what it's like to be on campus. So we sat there through a long and boring day of nonsense and bullshit, and he looked at me in the eye, and Bernstein said, "You look like you need a beer." And I'm 18. He's 20. In the U.S., and those who know the U.S., it's not legal to drink unless you're 21 years old. And I said, yes, of course, I need a beer. You recognize that right away. And I knew right away that at that point, Bernstein and I were going to be a very long we're going to actually grow into a very long and warm relationship. So Matt then tells me, wrong speech. Come on.
Get the right one out.
This is the right speech. Right. I got it? I'm still there? Yeah? This is long. This is 3 pages, so just...
Paul, we're laughing at you, not with you.
You don't like jokes, do you? I take a joke. Look at Allie right there. That's my wife right there. She's dying. As am I on stage here. Okay. Now the speech.
Now I'm like the punching
Time
bag.
up there. Can I still? Yep. Okay.
My cheeks hurt.
You guys with me? No? Okay. I first met the other Bernstein, the younger, cuter, starry-eyed, innocent Bernstein. No offense, Matt. The fellow's getting married. Who is married today? Getting married today. Shit. I wrote this. That same semester at Tufts, we became closer friends our second year, living in the same dorm. His roommate, Pear, actually right there. Stand up, Pear. Stand up, Pear.
Yeah.
We had a typical university friendship over this year. Pear and I were fraternity brothers. John was in probably a lesser, more boring and useless fraternity, but that's a different story. We played video games together. We did all the fun things that you start to develop as a young and stupid people. We drank a lot. That's you guys. No. I know I'm dying up here. Okay, where were we? We graduated college. God, that was 1996. We're talking last year, more or less. John looks not a year older than 30 something. 5. Oh God, I can't read this. That's a drill. Is that thing real? Sorry guys, bear with me, please. If you don't understand what I'm saying and if I'm talking too fast, I'm sorry. I'll just talk in drunken gibberish. Okay, quickly, I'm going to say the part about Europe. We went to Europe together, we had a lot of laughs. Very cool pair came, our big friend Sammy came, the big guy. He got stabbed. That's a different story. Don, I love you. Moving on. We're in Europe. So, this is about John. So, I'm going to put this away. Distracting. So, what I started to learn about John on our first trip, we went to college together, we learned, in college you don't really get to know someone as a deeper friend, but you start to develop those longer relationships. But I started to understand that John was very unreliable. And not unreliable in the sense of that he wouldn't show up for a dinner date, but he would just lose things. He would drop things, he would forget things, he's just this person that wasn't able to kind of be reliable to himself. And I remember in Europe, we're traveling with Pear and our big friend Sammy, pretty hairy. That's funny. Let me get to the point. I got a point here, so this is actually going to be sweet a little bit. Just really, I know you're tired, I know you want to go dancing and listen to music, but I'm tired. So John's unreliable. At one point in Amsterdam one time, we're walking after dinner, and he takes a change off the table after dinner, and he puts it right in his shirt pocket. And we go walking into tight streets and crowded streets, and we get back to the hotel, and John's like, I think I lost my money. I was like, well, John, put it in your front shirt pocket. Why didn't you put it in your wallet or in your pants? And that's an example of how our travels in Europe were. John was not very reliable. Gotta go back to the speech. Sorry, John. I know. Sorry, skip that. It's kind of boring. So after Europe, John and I didn't talk for a while. You know, unreliable John. It's okay.
It's gonna get
I'll
you.
just read again. Go back to reading. My wife's already like checking her email on her phone. She's giving up on me. We went to Europe for 4 months with our friend Pear here, some other friends. After that, John moved to Boston, actually with Pear, and I moved to New York. We spent 2 years apart. Sadly, it was terrifying. But I called up, John called up me, I think, and said, do you want to go traveling again? I said, yeah, what do you think? He said, well, how about France? I got this job. And he goes, and it pains me to think that I have to go to Finland and go teach at a nursing school of all girls between the ages of 17 and 21. And I'm going to be there for a year. And I am so distraught about this job that I would like to travel for a little bit before that, just to loosen up and just to get relaxed. Would you mind coming to France with me and studying French? I said, John, you're starting to sound reliable. That's a good idea. So after Mr. Unreliable has a reliable idea, and I'm like, that's a really nice idea. And I said, yes, I'll come to you in France. What are we doing? He goes, we're going to learn French. I said, that's a good language. I would love to learn French. And so therefore we went to France and we learned French together. But most important, the girl I'm sitting next to right now today is the girl I sat next to in my first French class. And thank you, John, for that. And thank you, Allie, for bearing with me on this speech and our life together. This speech encompasses what she has to deal with in the daily sorry. So, France was over, 1998. I called John. Where are we going next? He goes, well, how about we camp? He's living in San Diego with Matt. Here, actually, I think with you guys at the time. Let's go through the southwest of the U.S. We'll go camping. And so I started to understand he's actually becoming reliable. He's actually coming up with good ideas. Yeah, he may lose his keys all the time. He may not put gas in the tank in the car, you know. But I'm starting to think this is actually becoming a reliable friend. Actually, a good person. A person who is not, you know, unreliable, but not liable. Somewhere in that middle of, well, Seth, you would appreciate the use of the, so we camped through all across camping. I was in charge of the fires. John was in charge of watching me make the fire. You know? And it all worked out. You know, we had a great trip. So that passed, and we pushed on 2 more years. We didn't talk. He was doing this, I was doing that. I called him up one day. This is about 2000. I said, John, where next? He calls me, unreliable John. Says, well, sorry, Paul, no travels. I'm going to apply to graduate school. And I just said, you kidding me? You're actually going to mature? Well, you know, we have this beautiful, romantic travel relationship, and you're going to go and do something with your life? And I said, screw you, I'm going to apply to grad school too, and I am also going to achieve. And so we both applied to grad school. We both actually got in. He deferred a year to go to LBS? Thank you. I'm not reliable at this point because, you know, I've had too much wine. And what's my point here? Eric, what's my point? No idea. I'm not reading anymore. I'm actually like 2 pages behind. Careful with that. Grad school.
Way too comfortable.
Actually, John came back to me and said, yes, I'm ready for a trip. Why don't we go to Asia? What? Wait, I'm missing something. No? Are you filming this? No, I'm not missing anything. So we went to Asia. Our friend Seth there, Seth Stand Up. Dan Stand Up. We all went to Asia. Traveled through Vietnam, Cambodia, and back with pickup trucks. We went to amazing things. John did, you know, there are some unreliabilities here. Hold on. Oh yeah, this is the best story of the whole trip. So I got really sick when I was in Cambodia, and I went to Vietnam with the sickness, and it was getting to be unbearable. So John, as a good friend at this point, he's actually a reliable, trustworthy friend, says, I'll take you to the hospital. I'll take you to the hospital fucking fast. But yes, he was being a good friend to take me to the hospital, but he was also had an ulterior motive because he had a stingray stinger in his foot, which he had been traveling with the whole time. And so he was there to care for me to make sure that I was going to be okay, but at the same time he wanted to get some minor surgery on the side. And sure enough, he got the stingray. Who goes to Asia with a stingray in his foot? That's my question. You know? But that's John. Thanks, darling. So after business school, John stayed in London. I started getting I got a job in New York, and I came to London. I worked for a British agency, and I came to London for a while. And I was going to go work in my office, and John was going to go back to the U.S. He's like, "Well, you can stay in my apartment." And I have two great roommates, Robin and Zoran. There's Robin, Zoran. Thank you guys for bearing with me through this and through thing. But we had one night together in transit. He was going back to the U.S., I was in London, and I said, well, this is a perfect opportunity for me to kick your ass on at billiards, because he's actually a really bad pool player. I'm very good. And it's just so sweet to spend some time just beating him just all night. And he says to me, yes, you can pound on me, my friend, but I would like to request your permission to invite a friend who I met last night. And I said, no, we're playing pool, you're going back, don't waste my time, you know. If you bring a third person into this situation, it's just not going to work. He said, please, because I really met this most amazing girl last night, and I would love for you to meet her, and would you mind? And I'm not kidding, I'm not putting drama into this, I was pissed off. I want to play pool against John, and you're going to bring a girl. And, you know, this is a manly thing with sticks and balls and the whole thing. And I conceded and I said yes, and that girl was fine.
Oh no.
No applause for that. Sorry guys, I apologize. I just feel there's more people over there. It's okay? Should I go here? No? Is it long enough for you guys? You guys want something else? Can we get some more wine or something else? You're going to cut me off. I see you're coming over here with the hook. It's okay. Yeah? You're saying kill it? Well, I got 5 more pages. New York. Time. Friendship. Forget. Asia. No, I'm gonna wrap it up. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. John came to New York after a while in London, lived with myself and my wife, and we spent a lot of time. Time was there as well, and we met other family. It was really nice. And then he left for Europe. Where are we? And but let me sum it up so there's some sweetness to this nonsense I've spewed this whole entire time. And I will just read that because I can see Matt there just like, I cannot believe that this guy's wearing the same shirt as me. And I'll sum it up in drunken guest.
Put that on YouTube.
I don't want to read this, but
Please do.
John, can you read it?
Come on.
Oh shit, the battery's done.
So what I learned of John in our friendship, and with the relationships he has, everyone here tonight, is that John is the most reliable and trustworthy person I've ever known. He's at the core of responsibility when it comes to his friends and his loved ones. Even if he continually forgets to change his mobile phone, John, check your phone. I can almost bet the battery's dead or near dead. It's that trust that makes a relationship last a lifetime. Here's your relationship with Tom, and with everybody in your life lasting forever. I trust the fact that it and they will.
And there are a few rules. Thank you guys. Sorry for the delay.
Well done.